Good morning everyone. Today we are going to discuss the case law MC Mehta versus Union of India. This case is a very leading and landmark case in the history of environment protection. This case is also known as Ganga water pollution case. This case is a leading and landmark case because this case has a large impact on the environment protection in India. So whenever we have to explain any case in our any examination, then we have to go stepwise. The first we have to write the title. The title of the case is MC Mehta versus Union of India. After the title, we have to write the citation. The citation of the case is 1988 AIR 1115. After the citation, we have to explain the facts of the case. The facts of Ganga water pollution case are, in this case, the owners of the several tanneries in the Kanpur Mahanagarpalika were discharging the effluent of their industries without treatment into Ganga river. Due to the discharge of this effluent without treating into the Ganga river, the pollution level in river Ganga has increased to such a level that the water becomes unuseful for drinking, fishery and even for bathing. Because of this, the people of the area were facing several diseases. They were in a miserable condition and several deaths has happened due to the polluted water. After that, Shri MC Mehta has decided to file a writ petition in the form of public interest litigation to save the life of these people who were using the Ganga water for their daily needs. As there were several statutory provisions has been made by the UP Nagar Mahapalika Adhiniyam Act 1959 and Environment Protection Act and Water Act 1974 for making the obligation of Nagar Mahapalikas and state boards respectively to keep the water pollution at its minimum level or to reduce it or to prevent it. Despite the so many statutory provisions made by the legislature, the level of water pollution was not controlled because these public authorities were not doing their work properly. So, after the petition has been raised, there is a issues which are framed. There were two main issues were framed. The first one is whether Shri MC Mehta was eligible to file this petition. The second issue in this case was who should be held responsible for the pollution. After the issues, we have to discuss about the arguments. During the argument session, Shri MC Mehta has brought to the notice of the Honorable Supreme Court that due to the irresponsibility of the board and Mahanagarpalikas, approximately 274 million of untreated water has been discharged to the river Ganga every day, which is in very large quantity. Secondly, he has brought to the notice of the Honorable Supreme Court that under the Mahanagarpalika Adhiniyam 1959 of Uttar Pradesh government, it is the duty of Mahanagarpalika under section 114 number 1 to collect and dispose the sewage of the area under their jurisdiction. Secondly, to construct water works and to maintain them for providing safe and healthy water to the public for their public use and private use under their jurisdiction. After that, the third duty of the Nagarpalika is to protect the river, water or stream from pollution. The next duty of which is assigned under this adhiniyam to Mahanagarpalikas is to provide safe water to public. And under section 254, section 114, section 251, under section 251, the Nagarpalika has been given the duty to make provision for the discharge of sewage water. Provision to make for discharge and treatment of sewage without affecting environment. And under section 396, 397, 388, 405, 398 and section 407 of Mahanagarpalika Adhiniyam 1959, the Mahanagarpalika of UPs were given several duties and powers to contain the pollution of water and air in environment. Further, Sri M.C. Mehta has brought the notice towards the Water Act 1974. Water Act 1974, section 3-4. Section 3 and 4 has made the provision for the constitution of the central board and the state board, whose responsibilities and functions has been given under section 16 and 17 respectively. The main purpose of the central board is of quite advisory and supervisory nature, but the duties and responsibilities of the state board is of a comprehensive nature. First of all, they have to not only to advise the state government about the protection of water, but also to prepare a comprehensive plan and to implement it, that how the water and protection pollution can be avoided. And under section 33 of the Water Act, under section 33, it has been empowered, the state board has been empowered to approach any first class magistrate to take injunction against any person who is likely to violate the act or likely to spread the pollution in water. Further, Sri M.C. Mehta has brought to the notice of the Honorable Supreme Court that under Environment Protection Act 1986, Section 17, it has been laid down that if the offence against this act is done by any public department or a government department, then the HOD, head of department, should be held responsible and punished accordingly. After that, one more point which was brought to the notice of the Honorable Court is Ganga Action Plan. Sri M.C. Mehta has brought to the notice that Ganga Action Plan has been made, but all the constructions which were supposed to be made under this plan are going at a snail pace. They are not completed on time, and even the authorities are not bothered to complete them on time. So after this argument, the several contentions have been raised by the State Board and Central Board and Mahanagarpalikas of Kanpur to discharge their duties, to get relieved from their duties. Next is the observation. The observation obiter dicta made by the court. Under the objection, the court has answered both of his issues. In the first issue, whether Sri M.C. Mehta was eligible to file this petition, the court has observed, although Sri M.C. Mehta is not a riparian owner, but he is a person who is interested in saving the life of the people who were using the Ganga water for their daily needs. So the court has said he is very well entitled to file this public interest litigation, because the problem of water contamination or water pollution in Ganga is of a very grave nature, and it's affecting the public at large. So it is not the problem of a single person, so it can be treated as public interest litigation. The second question, who should be held responsible for the pollution? From the argument we have seen that Mahanagarpalikas under Mahanagarpalika Adhiniyam 1959, under several sections, under section 114, 251, 396, 330, 397, 388, 405, 398 and section 407. Several duties and responsibilities to maintain the clean water and air has been given to Mahanagarpalika. Further, under Water Act, several duties to protect the water pollution has been given to the state boards and the center board, and provisions has been made under Environment Protection Act 1986 also. So in view of all these, it has been observed, although there is a responsibility of the state boards, central boards and municipal committees and Mahanagarpalikas, but the main responsibility has to be borne by the Mahanagarpalikas in view of the Supreme Court. So finally, the Mahanagarpalika was held responsible mainly, despite the all effluents were discharged by the tanneries, because under section 114 of Mahanagarpalika Adhiniyam Act 1959, municipal committee has been empowered to control the industries under their jurisdiction. Further, in the observations, court has observed that the Ganga river pollution is a grave nature problem and it needs a widespread awareness among the public to keep this pollution at its minimum level. So court has observed that the children should be taught about the importance of the cleanliness in their house, outside their house, in the city, in the street in which they live, and for that, further the court has advised the city cleanliness week or village cleanliness week, respectively the Nagar Nirmalikaran Saptah and Village Nirmalikaran Saptah has to be observed by all the cities and villages throughout India at least once in a year. And the responsibility of these Nagar Nirmalikaran Saptah has to be given to Mahanagarpalikas, and Village Nirmalikaran Saptah has to be given to Panchayat. The court is of the view, when this Nagar Nirmalikaran Saptah and Village Nirmalikaran Saptah is followed for a long period of time, so people will automatically be aware about the values and the importance of environment, and the environment can be ensured to a better level in the future. So next is the judgment. Ratio Descendi. The court has directed several measures to control the pollution. First of all, it has directed the Kanpur Mahanagarpalika to submit the proposal within 6 months that how the Ganga action plan to be implemented in its jurisdiction, and directed to finish all the constructions which has been taken up under Ganga action plan at its prescribed time limit, so that some good results can be taken. After that, the court has also directed that there are approximately thousands of dairies in the jurisdiction of Kanpur Mahanagarpalikas, having approximately 80,000 cattle. And the waste discharge of these cattle is being directed in river Ganga. So court directed to stop this, and court suggested 2 measures. Number one, either the dairies to be shift outside city. Number one, and number two, the Mahanagarpalika should make arrangement for transfer of their waste through motor vehicle to outside city so that it will not reach to the Ganga river. The next direction is given about sewage system. The court has directed the size of the already laid down sewage system has to be increased as the population of the city has increased to a large level so that the sewage can pass properly. Secondly, the court has directed the labor colonies where the sewage system and other colonies where the sewage system has not yet been laid down, provisions has to be made for laying down the new sewage lines. Next, the court has directed to construct public toilets or public latrines in the labor colonies so that the problem of open defecation can be solved. Because the laborers have no means or have minimum means for constructing these toilets. Further, the court has advised that these toilets should be allowed to be used free of cost. Because court is of the opinion, if any charge is proposed for use of these toilets, the labor will not going to use them and the purpose of constructing them will not be solved. And the maintenance cost has to be borne by the Mahanagarpalikas. Next, the court has also directed the corpus, burnt and semi-burnt were thrown in river Ganga. So the practice of throwing this should be stopped immediately, and the responsibility has been given to the Mahanagarpalika or police. Further, the court has directed that there were several industries and tanneries which were operating without the sewage system, without the primary treatment system. So they should be closed immediately till they are not making the provisions for primary treatment plant, and no further licenses should be given till the industries make the provision for the primary treatment plant. And the court has also directed that this problem is of a big and grave nature. So the central government should understand its responsibility and its fundamental duty under section 51 alpha, article 51 alpha of Constitution to impart a lesson of at least 1 hour regarding the protection of the natural environment, wildlife and the rivers and forest to all the students up to the class 10. For this, the central government has been advised to prepare or to write books on this matter and to be distributed to all the educational institutions throughout India. The teachers of these institutes should also be given some primary training on this issue. In the last, the court has directed all the above directions to be applicable as it is to all Mahanagarpalikas and municipalities under whose jurisdiction River Ganga flows in the city in Uttar Pradesh state. And all these Mahanagarpalikas has been directed to submit an affidavit to the court about all the measures which has been taken and about all the plans which has been made by them to protect the Ganga river from pollution. So after that, the last is critical appraisal. Critical appraisal are the, we can say, views of the author or views of the writer or views of the person who explains the case. In my view, this case is a landmark case in the history of natural environment protection, because the court has directed to guide two things which has a long lasting impact on the protection of natural environment. First is 1 hour lesson every week to all students on protection of environment up to class 10. The second and the most important direction is observation of Nagar Nirmalikaran Saptah and Village Nirmalikaran Saptah by the cities or village throughout the country. And due to the impact of these two, today we have seen there are thousands of NGOs who are working for the protection of the environment and for cleanliness. And over a period of time, the study in last 32 years after the decision of this case has made an impact on the mindset of the public, because the mindset of the public cannot be changed overnight. So this long imparting of awareness through these two directions given by Honorable Supreme Court has bring good results, and the sanitization level of the whole country and the mindset of the government employees who are working in these departments has changed to a great extent. So with this, my explanation to the case is over. Thank you everyone for listening me with patience.